Hello, welcome back to another episode of Tyranny. We actually get to start to play the game this time. Let's see what we got in terms of UI. We got our character. We have party AI. Right click to change party AI. AI is enabled by default. And we have some options. Passive, don't do anything, defend me, defend the party, or go out and seek targets even if you're going to die. Sounds like defend party's good. We got toggle stealth. We got select all party members, which is also F5. We got some different formations. Custom formation, another custom formation. We got camping to remove all wounds. And then we have a bunch of skill slots that we'll look at in a second. Dodge. Dodge skill defends against range attacks from bows and so on. Parry defends against melee attacks. Endurance defense resists physical pain. This one resists mental attacks and afflictions such as fear. Magic defense resists magic from Bane. And armor reduces how much damage you take when you are attacked. Talents. So that's these things. Spells, combo abilities, artifact abilities, reputation abilities, battle stances, weapon sets, quick items. Alright. No problem. Over here we have a map with some various icons that tell you what to do. Loot indicators, enemy indicators, exits, points of interest, key characters, a chat log, and a combat log. Alright, pretty basic stuff. We have an inventory. Here's our picture, character level, health. We have 0 wounds right there, and 0 penalty from wounds. So in this game, it looks like you take wounds as you get hurt. And if you go turn on, let's look at options real quick. So I turned on expert mode in the beginning. I don't think I'm going to keep that on because this is my first time playing through, so I don't really want all of the... What expert mode does is it turns off all of these. You can't select them. And it also turns off this one. So all those things are not possible with expert mode. So I don't really want expert mode. I'm going to leave it on Path of the Damned because I'll probably just end up restarting anyway. So I might as well just play on the hardest to see how tough the game is. But I'm going to turn off expert mode, at least until I get a feel for the game. So this mode is death. Characters die permanently when their health reaches 0 and they are at maximum number of wounds allowed. Wound maximum is 10. So I don't really want that because it doesn't really matter for the difficulty. I mean, the party you'll still get wiped if you all die. I just don't really want the characters to die permanently. Just because I messed up. Unqualified interactions. Show options for when you don't meet the prerequisites. That might be kind of neat. I mean, just to see the completeness of what's possible. Combat tooltips. Lightweight combat tooltips will be shown for all characters during combat. And why not? Relative defenses. Sure. Area effect highlighting. Sure. Qualifiers. Display qualifiers that cause a conversation option to be unlocked. Sure. I'm not going to auto-level companions. Tutorials. Sure. And I also want to show reputation. This can be considered somewhat cheating, but I don't think it's that much cheating. It's just kind of showing you what happens behind the scenes to your reputation level. I'm always interested in kind of understanding game mechanics, so whatever. Auto pause settings, you can make it magically pause based on all these different things. I think it's reasonable to auto pause and, like, let's say low health and combat start probably. I don't think anything else really matters. Hidden object found, maybe. Yeah, when you spot a trap. Combat time. Auto pause at a fixed interval during combat. That's kind of neat. So you can automatically pause every 2 seconds. If you want it to be kind of turn-basedy. Extraordinary defense. Autopause, remember, attacks an enemy whose defense exceeds the attacker's accuracy by 50 points or more. Huh, weird. Yeah, I can. I'll automatically pause when enemy spotted, and I'll stop the party movement because I am playing on high difficulty. Pause if the weapon's ineffective. Sure. Sure. I think the rest is kind of fine. Alright. Controls, well, these are kind of standard stuff. Rotate formations, toggle stealth. I'm left-handed, so I already set up some alternate keys here. But typically select the party members through F keys. There's a toggle fast and slow, which is typically, I think, plus and minus. I rebound them to something else to make the game go faster. Let's see what other things are interesting. Take all. I haven't really tried that. A bunch of hotkeys for your abilities, and then standard jump keys to the various screens. Graphics. Gibs. I don't know what Gibs effects are. Big heads. Give big heads. Give the characters big heads that are ludicrously disproportionate to their bodies. Oh, crazy. Look at that. That makes no sense. Alright. I'm not going to play like that. That looks ridiculous. Alright. And, yeah. Game, show reputation, quest notifications, edge scrolling, movie subtitles, left click to move, show news. Sure. Oh, that sounds pretty good. Alright, so I'm basically playing on Path of the Damned with all the helpers turned on except death and auto leveling and show reputation. Okay. Back to the inventory screen. So we have wounds, let's see, offenses. We have accuracy 50. Character recovery time 5.2 seconds. This is how fast you recover between moves, I guess. This is our weapon, our bronze javelin. So we have a weapon set here. Here's our second weapon set. So our second one does 6 to 10. That's a spear. That javelin does 8 to 12 and recovers in 5.2. This one recovers in 4.3. Alright, then we have the defenses that we saw earlier. Armor. Deflection. When a character is attacked, their deflection determines percent chance the attack result is downgraded. Alright. We have a bunch of slots for our different things. This is accessory slots. We can hide the helmet if we want to see his head. It's kind of nice. It's always a cool feature in games. Camping supplies, iron rings, bronze rings, and copper rings. Those are, I guess, the money supply. And then you have filters for your inventory. This is all weapons, armor, consumables, accessory, and other. And these are my 4 characters. I only have 1 right now. Here's your backpack with all your stuff. All I got is an edict, which is if Ascension Hall has not been taken by forces by morning on the Day of Swords, all in the Valley and the edict will perish. It's a pretty nasty edict. Can't we just destroy that edict? I guess he'd get mad at us, huh? We got some lesser healing potions, which restore 35% health. Alright. What else we got? That's the inventory screen. This is the character sheet. Kind of our stats everywhere. So if you highlight these, it shows like what effects this does. So I guess this is a +1 from bonus from might. Yes, that green +1 is there. We have quickness. That determines your dodge ability and all these other goofy skills. It's a nice feature how it highlights what affects what. Finesse, vitality, and resolve. These are the things we set when we created the character. No problem. Okay, so now we got some skill trees. So it looks like we have 6 sets of skill trees. We have leadership, defense, power, agility, range, and magic. So leadership is stuff like mark enemy, bonus commands. What is the best one? Undying. Plant your banner on the battlefield. You and your party Members near the banner regenerate health and receive bonus to damage. So it's kind of like global buffs. Yeah, like stuff to your boost your party, makes your party stronger. And you got to be level 3 to even start this one. See, it says requirements level 3. Defense. So these are shield, staggering, shield mastery. The best one being blood. Blood brings victory. Requires level 9 talents. Requires 9 talents points spent in the defense tree. When you're critically hit, Challenger Stance will amplify damage taken by nearby enemies, and Guard Stance will grant you and your party bonus armor. Yeah, these all require 9 talents. Next one is Power. So we already have Sunder. Deliver a powerful overhead attack that reduces the target's armor, which is from the spear thing. Alright. So the best in power is Skullcracker. Deliver a powerful upwards blow that launches the target into the air. Damage 15 to 32 or 23 pierce. So you can see the difference in the best one and the worst and what I currently have. Cooldown is 45 seconds versus 20. 3 times primary weapon, 1.5 times primary weapon. So as you level up your weapon, this is going to get stronger. Alright. Agility. Flurry of blows. Double attack. Move faster. Slice. Arrow. Shield. Sneak. 100 fists. Triple attack. Yeah, unarmed. Wonder how viable unarmed is. I always don't know how they balance unarmed combat in these kinds of games. Leaping attack, whirlwind strike, because it seems like unarmed would be way weaker than, like a magical sword, for example. I think they have gauntlets, but still. Whirlwind strike. Perform a powerful whirlwind attack against all nearby enemies. That's kind of neat. Range. So we have the heart shot, hobble, escape, and poison dart. So I don't think I have these yet. I just happen to get this one, and all of these are available for me to choose when I get a skill point. And darken the sky is the best one. Target an enemy, then launch multiple projectiles in the air. Each one strikes a random enemy within the selected area, rooting them. Rooted for 4 seconds. 1 minute cooldown. Recovery is the amount of time characters spend between actions. Alright, that's ranged. And the last one's magic. So I don't have any magic, but grants a bonus to lore skill. Arcane charge. I kind of want to test out the magic because coming up in the screen we'll see you can actually build magic, build spells, which sounds pretty interesting. So likely when I know more about this game I'll create another character, roll a magic guy maybe. Alright, this is our journal. So we have a quest. Kairos demands victory at Vendrian's Well. As a fate-bringer of Tunon, you are tasked with delivering Kairos' edict to the Archons of the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus. They must defeat the rebellious Vendrian Guard soon, or everyone in the valley, allies and enemies alike, will die. Make your way southeast through the Edgering Fort and travel to the Disfavored camp, where Ashen Grave and the Voices of Nurat are meeting to discuss their strategy. Okay. We also have a biography and then an encyclopedia. Let's read the entire encyclopedia. Won't that be fun? God. There's a bunch of cool stuff in here, though. There's a bunch of lore. But the nice thing about this game is it actually pops up, like the encyclopedia highlights. You know, you can just click on it, and then you don't have to, like, jump to it. So I'll just be reading the encyclopedia as we discover it, so I'm not going to bother reading it now. Vendrian's Well. Camping supplies. Camping supplies are required to rest in most wilderness and dungeon areas. This represents a collection of items you would be required to camp, prepare food, bind wounds, and otherwise rest and recuperate. Many stores sell camping supplies, but supplies can occasionally be found in containers or in enemies. The game's difficulty level restricts the maximum number of camping supplies you can carry at once. Lower levels allow you to carry a greater number. All right. Stash extra items can... Stash hold special items like crafting. Quality. So there's common, fine, superior, exquisite, and masterwork. Equipment. All kind of standard RPG stuff. A whole bunch of afflictions, like tons of them. Not going to bother reading those until we get to them. A whole bunch of combat mechanics that I'm sure we'll get to eventually. A whole bunch of character stats. Lots of fun stuff. We'll get back to the biography. A notes section. Some records. I've already spent 3 hours playing this game. Enemies defeated, nothing. Haven't done nothing. Tutorial, so I think we'll get to tutorials pretty soon. Reputation, got nothing yet. It's interesting that this like little arrow lights up, and I think it lights up because of this one. Because this is the way to spell create. So if you have magic, then you can actually create spells. But see, it's lighting up saying, hey, I got an expression to think about. And if I click, then it's like, oh. See, now it went away. You need to select a sigil before proceeding. So, kind of a weird bug that I can't use this screen, but it's like lighting up this screen, like immediately. Whatever. Spire, we don't know what that is. That's probably your base, I guess. And missives. We don't know what the missives are. Little question mark. Allows you to send and receive messages from distant contacts. Alright. I can't even get help on that screen. I think we looked at pretty much everything in here. Yeah, I think that's a good tour of the interface. Very exciting.
On the lookout.
Alright.
Right.
So this is a game you can zoom in and out. Pan around, kind of Baldur's Gate-y style, but obviously way better graphics. You can click on stuff. The ancient Weeping Mother statue pays homage to the Queen Lazarus, first of her name. Fresh water once flowed from this statue, but when the Kairos forces attacked Vendrian's Well in 429, the statue began weeping blood and has done so ever since. Pretty spooky stuff. The path behind you is now blocked. Kairos' magic has sealed the valley. It's Aurora. Let's read the tutorial on conversations, because we don't know how to talk to people in RPGs. Conversations involve you, another character, and blah, blah. Yeah, okay. Good and bad, you'll get reputation. Your character's skill, attribute, and gender, well, decision you make, open up dialogue, options, yep. Each character speaks to you will display a banner beneath their portrait, indicating which faction they're on. Oh, yeah? Yes, they're part of disfavored. Neat. Often see names of important locations in gold. These are tooltips, glossary entries. Yep, we already know that. Kairos. Kairos the Overlord be praised. When I heard the avalanche, I feared the valley was sealed with you on the other side. The disfavored warrior claps her gauntlet to her breastplate, the traditional salute of the Legion. Hey, I just gained favor. 41% tier 1. Commander wouldn't say why the governor of Lethian's Crossing would be coming, but since we have no forges here, I imagine you're here to knock some sense into the voices of Nerat. She catches herself, clearing her throat with a smile. I mean, mediate with the Archons so that we might agree on a plan and wipe out these Oathbreakers. Disfavored, gain major So with the disfavored clan, I'm going to gain major favor. I think this is probably... I'm not exactly sure why I'm gaining major favor, but probably because... I don't know, she likes me. Perhaps it's because of the backstory. There's also the green text, which I haven't seen. Governor of Lethian's Crossing. Conquest decision. So this was the decision that we happened before. So maybe that's why we're gaining major favor. So in the year 429, the second year of the conquest of Tears, you were assigned as the governor of Lethian's Crossing, overseeing the Iron Forges. Ah, yes, I remember that. Tasked with supplying the host of war. The tiny settlement grew quickly that year. Before leaving, you assigned control of the settlement to the disfavored, whose elite soldiers benefit the most from the forge's output. Having improved efficiency, order, and quality of the forges, many disfavored soldiers think of you as a chief rainmaker of their arsenal, much to the chagrin of the mage smiths that actually hammered the iron, and still think of you as honorary governor of Lethian's Crossing. Nice. Wouldn't say why the governor of Lethian's Crossing. Ah, that would be you. Would be coming. Got it. Oathbreakers. In honor of Vendrian's guard reneging on their surrender of 429, soldiers in both the disfavored and Scarlet Chorus, now refer to these tiersmen as Oathbreakers. It is perhaps one of the few points of agreement between the disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus. Alright. More favor to be gained. We're 83% to tier 1. Sweet. But on a personal note, it is good to see another Harbinger. What's a Harbinger? Conquest decision. Barely 10,000 disfavored departed the Northern Empire to conquer the tiers, and the disfavored in country today were part of that original muster. When the Scarlet Chorus while Scarlet Chorus faces come and go, you've seen a lot of the same disfavored over the years. This is Aurora, Stone Shield of the second cohort, veteran of the original Vendrian's Well campaign 2 years prior. You saw battle with her and her team in the infiltration of Tears that occupied the weeks before the opening battle of the Gates of Judgment. Those who took part in these daring pre-war raids refer to each other affectionately as Harbingers. Good to see another Harbinger. By Kairos' will, most of our old invasion force still lives, but most of us have been scattered across tiers, reassigned as needs change. I miss those days when there was so much battle ahead of us, so much glory still to be won. But I know the Archons are expecting you. Don't let me wax nostalgically about the old days. Disfavor, gain major favor. Glare silently. I am in a hurry to deliver message to the Archons, or I come bearing an edict of Kairos. Our soldiers will complete the task or die. There's also a lore 20 requirement not met. It's kind of nice that it doesn't tell you like what you would say. It's just like the requirement's not met. So if you know, you like, oh, if I somehow magically had lore 20 by now, then I could do it. So I'm going to say number 3. The edict is leveled against us. Her eyes widen with fear, her posture slackens. But the Scarlet Chorus prevents us from taking action. Why would the Overlord punish both of... She clears her throat with a sigh. Forgive me. It is not my place to question. We should have conquered the enemy within weeks of arriving in the valley. The delay reflects poorly upon all of us. If we follow Kairos' will and stop the resurrection, no harm will come to any of us. So we'll gain minor favor. Glare silently. Gain very minor wrath. So I guess they don't like us. So we have favor and wrath. So I guess that's how much they hate you and how much... It's kind of interesting how there's both favor and wrath. Like you can level up each separately. It's not just like a slider. So they can hate you and like you at the same time. It's kind of weird. 2 Archons and their armies cannot take a citadel we've taken before. Of course, Kairos is displeased. Gain minor wrath. Subterfuge 20. Your first instinct is to blame Scarlet Chorus. No wonder Kairos resorts to an edict to enforce order. I think that's a good one because we have the skill for it. Alright, we gained 19 subterfuge skill experience. Skill increased. One of the skills have gone up by a rank. As you use skills in the game, they accumulate experience. When you gain enough experience, they will increase in skill rank. As skill ranks increase, your character will gain experience toward their next level. Press C to open up character sheet and view your current skill experience. We also have this question mark. Lore. In the conversation, you'll see green text. This still provides you information on what a character knows about in the world based on previous choices you made. And these links can help. I really like how they explain stuff to you in the game. Like, it's not just assuming that you, as the player, just knows everything. You know, it will let you go deeper if you want to, which I think is pretty neat. And if you don't want to, you just don't click on it, which is it's a nice system. I wish more games had this kind of hyperlinky style. Well, you've traveled a long way. I won't keep you further. I'm sure the Archons will want to hear from you at her voice falls silent, her attention snapping eastward with alarm. Did you hear that? More runners. The third time this week. The Oathbreakers keep trying to send messengers through the mountains to gather help from the outside valley. She points over the collapsed path by which you arrived. But they're a bit too late for that now. Come, let's show these Oathbreakers a good fight. Game paused. Tyranny uses a pausable real-time system. Because you'll often manage more than one character at a time, it's a good idea to pause the game and issue orders and resume real-time or watch those orders play out. Alright. Your character can always perform basic attacks with their equipped weapon or their fists when fighting unarmed, special abilities, when a character is selected, abilities, blah, blah, blah. Yep, we already know about all that. To use an ability, left click on the ability. Yep. If red cursor, not valid, yes. Nothing really that special. All characters in the game have 5 primary defenses that we've all seen. We've seen just a second ago. Character's accuracy based on the skill with the type of weapon they're wielding. Accuracy is compared to the appropriate defense when an attack is made. Determine how likely it is the attack will hit. The 4 possibilities are a hit, critical hit, graze, and miss. A critical hit increases your damage while a graze reduces it. With each attack, you gain experience when the weapon's skill used to make the attack. Even a miss will grant some experience. Nice. Okay. So we have... these 3 skills right here. So the first one is thrust. So number 1 right there is thrust, which is a melee. These are all melee. This one's ranged. These 2 are melee. So I should put that one second. And this one does 8 to 10 pierce. Thrust does single target attack that inherits elements of the attacker's fighting style. Weird. Alright. And this is 5 to 10, so it's a bit better. Delay your aim, but it's got a... Let's see, recovery. Recovery's a bit slower. Focus, gain additional accuracy with this attack and leave the target bleeding. That's pretty nice. Bleeding for 20 seconds, wow. Sunder. 8 to 12, kind of like this one. Deliver a powerful overhead attack that reduces the target's armor. Sundered. Crush, pierce, and slash armor reduced by 5. Bleeding causes raw damage over time. Alright, that's those 3 skills. And then we have this skill, which is a once per encounter. I think an encounter is a single combat. I'm not really sure, though. I think it is. Minus 50% damage for 12 seconds and plus 16% health every 3 seconds for 12 seconds. Stand your ground while facing defeat. During the time, you'll regenerate health rapidly, but your damage is significantly reduced. That's kind of nice. It's kind of a cool heal spell. And then we also have healing spells, which are healing potions, which increase by 35%. Alright, anyway. Let's just start attacking this guy. So let's do our ranged one, which is this one.
On it.
And I don't control her yet, or at all yet. So let's do these other skills. Just to get them out of the way. What does this say? Armor. All attacks that do damage have to overcome the target's armor. An enemy's armor reduces the incoming damage by listing them out down to a minimum of 1 point. Some armor is stronger at defending against some types of damage than others. Most enemies are strong against 1 or 2 types of damage and weak against a similar number. Damage types are slash, pierce, crush, burn, frost, shock, corrode, and arcane. It's a whole bunch of damage types. Some abilities do raw damage, which ignores armor. Nice. Sometimes a weapon or spell simply isn't well suited to penetrating a enemy's armor. When the attack hits, the armor will wipe out all but 1 point of the incoming damage. You'll hear characters complain about it when it happens. Take heed, note the damage type that's being blocked, and switch to a weapon or spell that does a different type of damage. Alright. Potion of Protection, plus 2 armor for 6 minutes. Plus 2 armor penetrated by attacks for 6 minutes. Alright. What is this? My quest changed. The Edgering Guard broke through the forts to forces, now make their way towards the valley entrance. Head off and dispatch as many as you can. Alright. We should be vigilant and deal with the remaining Oathbreakers in the pass. Seems like a suicide mission. What do the Edgering Guard hope to accomplish? I've been traveling for days. How much longer until I reach the Archons? Seems like a suicide mission. From what we've learned from the other prisoners, the runners are instructed to escape the valley and drum up support from the Oathbringers from Oathbreakers' cause elsewhere in the tiers. I don't know who they think will listen to their pleas. We've smashed every army, fortress, and self-proclaimed ruler in these lowborn tiersmen have to offer. Perhaps they think the wild beasts will rally to their side? Disfavored victory has soaked the tiers with fear. I doubt anyone would rally to their hopeless cause. Gain very minor favor. Perhaps if you had more thoroughly destroyed these tiersmen, we wouldn't be having this current problem. Minor wrath. This is gain favor. How much longer till I reach? You're almost at your destination. Once we clear the path of the enemy, head south. Carry on. So we have a boulder. Boulder, squeeze through. Or with 30 athletics, we can press the boulder until it starts to move. And that guy gets crushed, which is nice. So we'll smash this dude. Throw a javelin at him. Continue doing some skills against him.
I got it.
Not we were. Is it queuing that up, or is it not?
Will do. I got it. Will do.
So I guess this might delay. Still don't know exactly how this mechanic works. Now we got a sun soldier's javelin. That's better. Let's use that thing. Character sheet. Let's see where to go. So I'm not gonna get equipped. Nope. Compare. Yeah, so it's comparing my current one. Do I just drag it in? Which one's the javelin? That one. Alright. Don't bother with me. Go on down the path. Dastrius. Soldier clutches his gut and winches. You can see him a hint of entrails between his fingers. You're wounded. It's not trivial. He laughs through his clenched teeth. This but a scratch. I've seen twice as worse 10 times over. He doubles over in pain, gagging and shriveling. If you let me help you. I said I'm fine. Ashen Grave protects. You go on, help the others. He's capable of shielding your soldiers from injury and fatigue. This protective influence exerts itself even when far away or as he sleeps, if he sleeps. The rumors disagree. If you understand how this arcane power works, but all face the disfavored in battle will attest Ashen soldiers can survive serious harm and shrug off the fatigue or starvation or long marches in heavy armor. When the disfavored are wounded, Ash's Aegis, some refer to Ash's Archon's unique power, appears to help the disfavored swiftly recuperate and turn to battle. Nice. That's a pretty sweet
On it.
and vicious ability. We got a mushroom, Walking Death. Will revive when defeated. Waking Death. Will revive when defeated for 120 seconds. So I guess if you're like if you're gonna die, you can choose to wake up if you eat that thing. I'm gonna save the game once more because each combat could be death on hard mode. Alright, let's go and attack these guys. Who's that? That's a good guy. These are all bad guys.
Can't do that. Can't do that. Can't do that.
These bad guys?
Sorry, I can't.
You'll have to hit harder.
I don't understand why I can't.
Sorry.
Try and catch me, worm.
I just hadn't triggered yet. Try and catch me. A Scarlet Fury. Scarlet Furies are the elite fighters of the Scarlet Chorus, distinguished by their graceful attacks and murderous persistence. Better armed and trained than most Chorus conscripts, the Furies are found among the vanguard of the battle. Their brutal displays of skill, inspiring bloodlust in the masses and fear in the enemy. Weaves around the Vendrian Guard attackers, avoiding their weapons with fluid grace. She nods to acknowledge you. Sun Soldier. So that's the Scarlet Chorus. So Verse is part of the Scarlet Chorus. And she's a Scarlet Fury. And this is a Vendrian Guard guy. This one's crazy too. Too much lead in her water. We should cut our losses and turn back.
Fate Finder. Here at last. Here to join me in putting these cowards out of their misery.
She nods to the armed guards bearing down on her. Depends, who are you?
Are you serious? I came to escort you to camp when... damn it! Kill first, questions later.
She narrowly ducks a swipe from a Vendrian blade. Sounds like you could use my help. First, gain average fear. Gain average loyalty. Let's just gain loyalty.
That I am. But I could use someone watching my back.
For the realm of Apex, charge. Alright, now we can use our skills. And now we actually own both her. She's companion now. Companion versus join your party versus a capable warrior skilled in both melee and ranged combat. As you acquire companions, you need to balance their strengths against the strengths of your character. To be successful in combat, while it's possible to use adventure alone, you will find the game more rewarding with a well-balanced party. Now there are 2 characters in your party and both are selected. Any commands you issue will now affect both party members to select a single party member. Press the F keys. You can control either of your new companions directly, or you can enable AI and have them attack and use their abilities automatically. Once the AI is enabled, you can always select them and tell them to attack a specific enemy or use an ability, and they will follow your orders. Right-click on the AI button, and you'll see settings. Yeah, we already saw that. First has several stance abilities that provide different benefits. Stances are modal ability, meaning they're toggled on and off. Only one stance can be active at a time. Alright, so here's Verse. And she's part of the Scarlet Chorus. So she has these abilities. So the first one is this, and then this one. So skewer. Reverse thrust both her weapons into the target, penetrating armor. 10 to 13 slash and pierce. 30-second cooldown. This one's Iron Burn. 30-second cooldown, 10 to 13. Launch a burning arrow that sets the foes on fire and causes burn and is ranged. And the next one is Blood Soaked Stone. Combo ability. Karate Snoopy and Verse. Once per encounter. Attack skill athletics. Karate Snoopy 26 to 41. Oh, that's pretty high. And cause bleeding. And then Verse does a crush. How often? So you can do this once per counter. Coordinate with Verse to knock your opponent prone, then follow up with a strong bleeding attack. Verse moves into inline to execute a leg sweep, knocking the enemy prone, then you follow up with an assault with delivering a powered downward strike, penetrating armor and causing a powerful bleeding effect. So basically, unless you're ranged, you want to do 1 and 3. So I wonder if I can move it. Should be able to move it. There we go. Alright, so 1 and 2. So we'll have her do 2 on this guy. Do some crazy combo move. Knock him down, slam him. There we go. Cool. Alright, so if we select me, now I can do... This one's ranged, I'm just going to move it over. This is a heal spell, so I'm going to move it last. These are my melee attacks. Why did it pause? Weapon ineffective. Verse. Verse hit the sun's shoulder for 6 piercing. Yeah, that was effective. Can I do this again? That was only once per counter. When a party member takes damage, they start to lose health. The health bar next to the portrait will start to decrease. So there's my health. When a party member's health drops below enough, they will gain a wound, and the health bar will turn red. Wounded characters have their maximum health reduced. Wounds are removed when the party rests. All characters must recover after every action before they take combat. This recovery timer is displayed above the character. Length of the recovery time varies in the character. Yep. If you issue an action to a character and want to cancel it, just press the X, the character's portrait. Once it's progressed far enough, you can't cancel it. Field interactions. Yeah, we already saw that. Interactive objects. Yep. Minimap. Yep. Abilities. Yep. The quickness attribute reduces the cooldown timers. Alright. Engagement. One of your characters has been engaged in melee. When the characters are engaged, they'll immediately stop moving. If they move away, they'll provoke a powerful disengagement attack. Your characters also automatically engage enemies when they initiate attacks against them. Characters engage in red circle. Your cursor will change to a red circle with 4 wedges. This indicates that moving a character will provoke a disengagement attack. Alright. Engagement is indicated by arrows drawn. Okay. Got it. You scored a crit. A crit is better than a hit. And accuracy. Yep. Alright. Pretty standard stuff. Weapon sets can switch to a different set of weapons. Alright.
Can't do that.
Got nothing I can do right now.
They won't even get close.
Got dark.
right. Can't do that. Can't do that.
Cast my heal spell. Alright, we did it.
Phew. I can tell you didn't spend the conquest in a diplomat's tent.
The fighter surveys the fresh corpses and nods with satisfaction.
I'm versed, by the way.
But there are more important things to take care of than introductions. Those Vendrian guard we killed didn't come alone.
She gestures to the skirmish unfolding in the pass below, shaking her head. I'm ready if you are. Not so fast. Explain what you're doing here. Why are the Vendrian Guard attacking now? You fight like a storm. What's your role in the army? You're dismissed, soldier. If I need you, I'll find you at Scarlet Chorus Camp. Not so fast. Explain what you're doing here.
The voices of Nerat told me to intercept you at Edgering ruins before you busied yourself solving all of the camp's problems. Guess I was too late. You're due for a meeting with the Archons, but we should handle the small matter of this ambush first.
Why are the Vendrian Guard attacking now?
Yes. The Vendrian Guard are testing our strength in battle, learning how we perform before they organize a real offensive. That, or they're really, really desperate to get beyond the mountains and couldn't wait until nightfall.
You fight like a storm. What's your role in the army?
A Scarlet Fury, one of the elite killers of our ignoble gang. You'll see more than a few of us around camp, but don't let that fool you. We're a rare breed. Most of the soldiers in the Scarlet Chorus are little more than farmers and children armed with rusted forks. Makes them easier to control. The voices of Nerat called his best fighters to this siege. There must be something important about Vendrian's well, though don't ask me what. The Archon isn't in the habit of spilling secrets.
I'm ready.
Eager. I like that. Before we go, you might search among the remains of our fallen comrades. Wherever they're bound, I doubt they'll miss their boots, much less any rings or any useful iron they might be clutching.
Rings were first introduced by Kairos in the early years of the Northern Conquest. The currency of the divided realms was questionable value and easily counterfeit. The rings offered a promise of a shared economy simple enough for anyone to understand. Today, they're standardized currency across all the known lands of Tetratus. Their commonality and ease of transportation made the rings preferred unit of trade, even in the realm where Kairos' peace is not observed. So you want fear or loyalty? Go for some more loyalty. I see your point. Nice and practical. You should honor your followers, not pillage them.
No reason to pity the fallen. Before long, we might wish we'd joined them here. But at least we'll enjoy heavy pockets and warm toes. For the voices of Nerat!
For the voices of Nerat. Okay, let's grab all this stuff. Sun Shoulder's shield. It looks like a better shield. So I guess you can just drag it over here if you want to give it to a specific person. Otherwise, if you do take all, I think it just moves it into your stash. That's a better helmet. Lesser healing potion. Does not have enough lore. I don't think this person has enough lore either. Hide. Okay, don't need the rest. So inventory, let's put some of the stuff on. Let's see, we'll go to this one. Do I actually need two shields? Weird. You can't use the same shield in both. Huh. Whatever. Does she use a shield? No. Better boots. Cleansing Victory. Removes a hostile effect on kill. Some kind of spell. Does an area effect. So it's 9 to 11 slash. Sounds a little bit better than my current one. But I am skilled in let's see. Look at that one. Bronze sword, it's a one-handed. So is my skill really just about one-handed? It's not like javelin directly. Yeah, it doesn't look like the game divides it into like a javelin or like a spear. Because I'm currently using a spear, which is just one-handed. That's how the game classifies it. So for me switching to a sword doesn't seem to matter. Alright. And she's healing up, which is nice. So let her heal up. Stance, 3 whispers, 20% dodge. All the different stances. So we have 3 whispers, dodge, enter battlefield, and dodging enemy attacks. Red Geyser. Less dodge, less parry. Adds bonus damage to your next attack equal to 50% damage received from attackers. Fight aggressively in the stance. A portion of all damage versus takes will empower her next attack. Seeking Sheath. So that's for a bow. Let's go to this stance because right now I'm getting hurt a lot. So I might as well go that stance. Yeah, so she's not healing up anymore because she has 3 wounds on her. Now I could rest, but Alright,
will do.
Select both characters and keep moving. Eyes forward, no looking back. The Edgering Guard. Warriors roar out his flax. An enduring symbol of military life in the tiers, adapted from the Agrian Seaths of Azure. This curved blade was, in ages past, the weapon of peasants forced into battle. In the last century, the nobles of Apex took a liking to their weapon and has since become the weapon of all serious Edgering Guard warriors endeavor to master. Held high, his words largely lost over the din of combat. Stand aside, or your funeral will be over the side of the bluff. Seeing you squarely in his path, the soldier points his weapon your way. I applaud your bravery, but I implore you to end this foolishness laid on your arms. There is no escape, for Oathbreakers, no surrender. Minor Wrath. I don't think it's a bad idea to get wrath with these guys. Well, then we'll settle this with bronze. These fools don't know when to stop. I like that. Charge. As he signals the sound of men to charge, the sound of chanting rises from the south, drawing his attention. Scarlet Chorus, reinforcements. Hurry. Run down the Oathbreakers, let none escape from the red mob of reinforcements from the south. The blood chanter emerges from the head of the rabble. So this guy is a Scarlet Chorus. Ornamental crest of her staff pulsing with crimson tones, signaling sigils of magic, and wordlessly moving her mouth. The blood chanter Scribes a series of spells in the air. A red glow surrounds the Edgering guard as the chanter's magic worms his way into their minds, binding them with rage. Hold position, all of you. You there, keep to the path, the warrior gestures along the canyon trail, but his soldiers turn their attention to the Scarlet Chorus, roaring challenges. No, don't engage them. We need to run. His orders are falling on deaf ears. The warrior reluctantly readies his weapon. Okay. Yep, we got combos where I saw that. We can talk with the companions. Yep, we'll do that after this thing. Companions will interject their opinions into conversations you're having with other characters. How you respond to statements. Alters. Okay, yep. Magic sigil. Enough lore. You can learn the sigil and use it to craft spells. Alright. Wow, she's already like super wounded.
We can do this! Got dark all of a sudden.
Gonna run back to this guy over here.
Sorry, I can't.
Because that's one thing I noticed you can do when I was
Can't do that.
messing around with this game earlier. There's this dude that'll help you out. He's pretty strong. So let's do a number 7 on...
Will do.
on this guy. Throw our javelin at him.
I got it.
Ah, it didn't work. I should have stayed back. Alright.
Can't do that.
Don't have to read this text. I'm just gonna run back to this guy. He's like way back here.
Here to make friends.
Sorry, I can't.
Just gonna keep disengaging. And then it'll be 3 on 3, which is a bit fairer. I'm gonna tell this guy to go here. And her will do number 1 on it.
I'm on it.
Weapon ineffective. Man, this guy's pretty tough.
Oh, someone
I
stitch
got
me
it.
up.
I'm not dead yet.
Wish you just. Wonder if you could tell him to stay ranged, because she kind of runs forward.
You got it. You got it.
That worked.
I got it. Take that.
We can do this!
Die!
Oh, my bad roll looks pretty inviting right about now.
Come quick, we have a situation on the cliffside. They have a commander. They have the commander. Alright. So many wounds do I got now? 4 wounds. What's this? Removes a random hostile effect. Whatever. So we got some items or something over here. Is it chesty? Head wrap and fish. Why not? Weapons and armor are strewn around haphazardly. Every blade shows sign of rust. Every piece of armor is needed repair. Scar with neat precision. Okay. Got some more armor. So we'll put that over here and take the gem. Cleansing Victory. Only he can equip those, so let's have her equip these maybe. So I think these are going to be worse. Plus 5% deflection. Less armor though. Whatever. Accessory find. Fatebinder seal. The seal of a Fatebinder is used to stamp documents with Tunon's sigil. Though modest in appearance, the sigil is a representation of Kairos' legal approval. Merely holding it impresses upon the wielder a sense of authority. Now you can put this in your slots to give you +2 resolve. Alright. Probably should give it to myself, not her. Make more sense. Alright. What else is there? Looks like there's an icon somewhere around here. What are you doing? You'll draw attention to me.
Can't do that. Can't do that.
Stow your weapons, or we will find out how long a man screams before hitting the ravine down below. This guy is a Vendrian guard, cornered between a precipitous drop and a band of angry soldiers. The Oathbreaker warrior holds a disfavored officer at knife point. Skewer him. Don't worry, not for me. Ashen grave will protect. The disfavored officer winces, blood seeping from the seams of his bracers and cuirass. You heard the man. He plainly invited you to use that little blade of yours. What are you waiting for? Your permission? Permission from your pimp? Mocking blaze. This blade, with a jerk of his knife, he slices off a clump of his hair. If you're so eager to see your ally dead, just step closer. Release the prisoner and you might know the inside of a cell, or athletics. So we get minor favor from both. If we do that, that's probably a good idea. We have to help. Get minor favor from that and we attack him. Or we get minor favor from that and we said, let him die. Alright, let's just do that next one. cracks a wide smile as you lower your weapon. That's right. Now the rest of you, drop your weapons. With his attention and the other warriors, you dash forward. You reach out with his dagger to slay Drastus, but your hand is already on his wrist. With a wrenching twist, you mangle his hand, dropping the dagger harmlessly on the ground. The disfavored warriors rush forward from either side of you. Tyrell barely manages a strained gasp before being hacked and impaled by their swords and spears. All right. Kairos be praised. The Oathbreaker fought with the rage of Karn himself. Karn, the mountainous Archon of Stone, accompanied the disfavored on the conquest of the Tears. His temper and proclivity toward destructive solutions often branded him a liability to the otherwise orderly takeover, but his powers were not easily dismissed. During the Azure campaign, Karn went on a rampage, declaring himself independent of Kairos and the conquest an unlawful sham. Kairos drafted the Edict of Stone to put an end to the rebellious Archon, and his petrified corpse rests in the ruins of Azure to this day. Ouch. Dratcha slides a tumbling hand along the cut of his neck. Thank you, Fatebringer. I thought today was my last. From the look of it, I guess they thought if they swarmed the pass, maybe one might make it out. We found a few scraps of parchment on the bodies. Holds out a handful of crumpled parchments for your inspection. A student of letters, as such, you might be able to make sense of this. Literacy is rare in the Northern Empire, where the disfavored are born and trained. Time spent reading and writing is, after all, not time spent sparring and readying one's body and mind for battle. I have no time for this. Or all that training, and Asian Graph doesn't teach you to read. Disfavored, gain very minor wrath. Guess there's no reason not to gain wrath, huh? The commander stares at you unamused. You just keep saying that to him over and over again. Examine the parchment. Repeating the same message in different writing scripts, the parchment explained the Varian Guard's desire to overthrow Kairos Archons and rout their enemies from the Tears. The pages weren't addressing a Pacific reader, but rather openly invites all who remain loyal to the younger realms to gather at Vindrian's Well. Recruitment material. They were trying to bring more traitors to the fight. Well, from the look of it, we kept them from slipping out of the valley. Whatever they had hoped to accomplish, I think their plan died here. The Archons are expecting you. When you're ready, leave by the gate to the southeast. Follow the slopes down. You'll see their campfires. Shouldn't miss it. All right. Got a phalanx two-handed weapon. An accessory, and then some cheese and some lore stuff. What's this do? +1 quickness. Alright, well, just make me stronger, and I'll make her stronger second. No, I don't think she wants a two-handed weapon, neither do I.
Sorry, I can't. Sorry, I can't. Sorry, I can't. Can't do that.
Looks like there's a way to climb up the wall right here
Sorry, I can't.
to get to this chest. Climb up the wall with 30 athletics.
Sorry, I
Locked.
can't.
29 subterfuge. What is my subterfuge skill? 29, and I need 39, right? Yep. So close. Well, if I remember, I'll come back.
On it.
Alright, well, I think we explored
Sorry,
this map
I
for
can't.
now. So that was good. That was good, and we did it on super hard mode. And we only got a couple wounds. Which aren't too bad. So we'll keep playing. We'll save the game and keep playing next time. Thanks for watching.